Hi everybody, I'm going to make challah bread or hallah bread or breaded bread special for Shabbat, and I've got everything ready. I'm just going to tell you what I've got ready, and then I'm going to start with the yeast preparation. I just want you to know that I've washed my hands, everything's clean. We have the flour. I've measured out the flour that I'm going to use. I've already sifted it and sorted it, and I've got my oil, my sesame. I've got katzach for sprinkling over the top when it's finished. I've got my salt and my warm water ready, my measuring cup, and in this bowl I've put my 2.5 teaspoons of yeast with 2 teaspoons of flour, about 2 teaspoons of flour, and I'm going to add sugar because that will give it the ingredient to ferment, for the yeast to ferment. I'm going to put in a tablespoon of sugar into the yeast and the flour, and this is boiling water that I have here. I'm just going to feel that it's the right temperature. This, you get to know, it's like lukewarm but with a bite of heat, extra heat. I'm going to add it to my yeast, just about a quarter to half a cup, and I've got a plastic Tupperware peeling goodie that I'm going to use just to stir it, because either plastic or wood, for some reason, I just, from experience, I know that in fact it's better to use the plastic or wood and not metal with the yeast. I don't know if there's anything scientific to that, but that's how I like to do it. And then I'm going to just put this aside and let it ferment for a few minutes. It should start bubbling pretty soon. Okay, so here's the yeast mixture. You can see that it's all very bubbly and swollen. And in the meantime, it's been about 5 minutes or 6 minutes that the yeast has been bubbling. And this is my flour that's been mixed. I've put in 2 cups of white flour and almost a kilo of whole wheat 70% flour, and I've put in 6 tablespoons of sugar, because the sugar also helps the yeast. And now I'm going to pour the yeast mixture into the middle of my flour well, and just scrape it out with my plastic teaspoon because of the metal issue. Take every last bit because it smells really good. And with my plastic Tupperware orange peeler, I'm going to just stir in the mixture into the flour, and then I'm going to start adding my water. No salt yet and no oil yet. My hands are clean, I just want to remind everybody. Okay, I'm going to just push that all into the bowl. And now I'm going to take my water, which is, I've tested the temperature, it's very good, it's warm, it's nice. No sugar, no salt, no flour, and I'm going to start by adding a cup of water at a time and just washing it around. 2 cups in the meantime. Let's see how that goes. Keep going. I'm going to just scrape every last bit off. So that none of it is wasted. Okay. I'm pinching, I'm putting my fingers all the way underneath to get all the flour from the bottom of the bowl mixed in with the yeast mixture. And it's very, very flaky, as you can still see. I'm going to add in some more flour because it seems like it's very little. And I want to have it. Okay, my flour, I mixed the fresh flour that I added into the bottom, and now I'm going to add more water. And just, I'd like to make it quite wet. And keep going with my fingers to the bottom of the bowl, scraping up all the flour and pinching the mixture together so that it will come into almost one big blob of dough. Now the consistency at the moment is quite sticky, but not too sticky. And I see that at the bottom I've got quite a lot of flour left over, so keep tossing the whole piece, the whole lump. That's what the word I'm looking for. Now, tossing it. Now there's quite a lot of flour at the bottom, so I'm going to pour some more water in at the bottom and just push the whole lump at the bottom so that it all gets wet and it's coming together very nicely, as you can see, and rubs off my hand all the pieces that are left over. Hands are clean, very important. Okay, and now I'm pinching again, and now I took like half a piece off the lump, and I'm turning the lump over so that it's really mixed up very, very well. Turn it over, pinch it together, make sure that you turn the bowl 90 degrees, and do again and again. Okay, now the consistency, as you can see, it's one big lump. Okay, quite sticky. And now what I'll do is I'll take a little bit of flour and just sprinkle it on each side, a little bit of flour so that's not sticky. And now I'm going to add my oil. Okay. Put more flour here if I need it, and I'm going to add my oil, and how much flour to add and how much water to add. I think I added three and a half almost full cups of water. Now there is some flour at the bottom. If you have a look at the bottom, there is some flour, and I'm going to just take the middle and just press it to that flour so that it gets incorporated. Okay. And now I'm going to take my oil because it's nice and smooth and it's not sticky.